to ask that this would be explained to me by another individual. Well, I still don't, I would like that question answered. So I wanna know
What is the revision?
what the, I guess it was first, the first plan was, I think someone made mention of it, you clarified something, but anyway, so that needs to be clarified. Then I need to know, I have specific questions on the plans that exist, but I need to first know what the change is, because I am looking at another plan.
It's my understanding, and Carol, correct me if I'm wrong, that the revision included the grading here on the eastern end in response to wetland.
Right, so it's basically the proposed grades in this area back here,
Where, I'm sorry again, please?
this area back in here, we basically raised the proposed grades to make sure that we didn't have any hydrologic impacts on the wetlands over here.
Raised by how much?
Well, I mean, it varied, but anywhere between 0 and 4 feet, I believe.
And so this is where that says that? Where does it say that they're raised?
These are proposed contour lines, so they show what the proposed elevations were. So those are
So that's, is that the only thing, oh, I'm sorry, is that the only thing that changed on this, where there used to be contour lines?
So I think where those other revisions.
the proposed grading in general.
Is it that, is that those three lines, is that, sorry, is that, are those three lines?
So,
Yes, essentially, it's those 3 lines.
3 lines, okay, so that's the new plan. Okay, next question on this map, there were 6 test site pits drilled. Where are the results of those test pit sites? No, I know where they are on the map, I wanna know the test results of the pits.
Okay, so I'll correct my last statement. One of the additions on the plan was logs for test pits that were
So
re-excavated.
there's another correction now, okay?
It's an addition.
It's an addition. And this is the first time that I'm actually able to see this, and I'm, with every other maps that were distributed, which were not revised to the community, are still in existence, so they have not had the opportunity to look at these revisions. Next question, test pits. So these are the things they found, you only have 4 test pits here, but on the original map, there are 6 test pits. Where are the other 2 test pits? Data, where are the other 2 test pit datas?
We don't publish data on that. That was reviewed by somebody else. We're simply showing the locations.
And that's not an acceptable answer. I need to know, if there are 6 test pits done, I need to know
Did you find something else more acceptable?
no, I need to know, it's a question.
You said 12. You said you did 12,
Yeah.
like an hour
That is
ago.
correct.
order, please.
And I have to
Now it's
recognize
4.
that he did initially say 12 test pits were
Yeah.
done. But there are only 6 test pits that I see on the plan, and there are only 4 test pits here that have, information. So I need the answers to the other 2 test pits.
So, so what exactly, what data would you be looking for?
The same data that appears here for these 4 test pits. I need to know what was drilled and what was found in that test pit for these 2 test pits.
So what type of, this is determine the type of soil. Is that
I
information?
just don't, a test pit.
Yeah, and the test pit is to determine the type of soil? That-
You should know that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
That-
that's the standard thing with the Connecticut, I believe it's the Erosion and Sediment Control Connecticut Guidelines, Section 8, Appendix C5, test pit, drilling for subsurface reconnaissance. 2 test pits, still don't have the information. Yeah, I'm just asking.
No, thank you, I appreciate your question. Mr. Held?
So this test pit, this test pit, this test pit, and this test pit are ones that were personally witnessed by me. These other test pits here, we know where they are because we can see on the ground where they are located. We're publishing them on the map. I did not personally witness them, so I'm not going to publish detailed logs of what was there. The applicant did excavate them, they did witness them, they're consistent with what we found in the other four, so we're showing the location of them. I'm gonna be quite frank with you, to dig 4 test pits on 5 acres, it's really up to the commission to determine whether that's an adequate coverage. We feel it is.
I'm not asking
So-
whether it's adequate coverage or not. My issue is that when you drill a test pit, you have data. And that's all I'm continuing to ask, to understand this project. So at this point, I cannot fully understand this project because of that missing data. Okay, so let's go on to the next. Water table. Can you please show me where this water table is?
How deep?
Sure, so it's noted in the logs for these 4 test pits here. So on test pit 1, we encountered groundwater at 11 feet. That would be here.
Interesting. Test pit 1, okay, so these are all your water levels. This is the first time I'm appreciating water levels, but we still have 2 test pits that are outstanding without water levels on this plan. Next thing, how deep is your excavation where you're going? I'm sorry.
It obviously varies. It starts at 0 where we're leading into existing grade. The deepest part, you can see it probably right about here, we're about 20 feet.
So you're going 20 feet down, and what is the number on this test pit? There's no number.
Correct.
So how can I understand where the water table is in relation to that 20-foot excavation? To make sure you are not going to hit a water main.
Where the groundwater is in that test pit.
What, we do not know where the groundwater is for this entire project. Okay? The requirement for sediment basins. Where are your sediment basins for this project?
There are no sediment basins proposed. It seems that you've copied the erosion and sedimentation control guidelines. I think if you read through them, you'll see that an excavation of this size doesn't require a sedimentation basin. What we are doing, we're constructing the earthen berm here. This basically coincides with the low point of the excavation, so this will be entirely self-contained throughout the operation.
So
So
here,
the excavation itself basically acts as a sedimentation basin.
so, with that in mind, that since there are no defined surface water runoff storage, a sedimentation basin's definition is a surface water runoff storage facility. So what Mr. Held, is that your, I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce
Yes.
your name.
That's correct.
Held, is saying that he's designed the whole, or the design of this entire excavation is gonna have a sedimentation basin intended to trap suspended solids, suspended and buoyant debris, adsorb and absorb potential pollutants which are carried by surface water runoff. So it's just gonna pool in this area, it's just gonna pool in that area.
Yes, and that's essentially what a sediment basin does.
And then where, when that, all that water, because obviously it's gonna have water and debris, then what happens to that afterward? Where does that water go?
But it's a
So
result.
that water infiltrates. Again, that's what a sediment basin is typically designed to do.
Groundwater.
But to my question is, so it percolates, so where is it percolating into? Is it percolating into the water table?
Eventually, yes.
So you're gonna put in suspended solids, suspended and buoyant debris, potential pollutants, and they're all gonna be carried off and they're all gonna go like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Bachner?
That's what you have right now, when the rain goes through the gravel, it goes down into the water
How
table.
many more questions?
I do have questions, and then when the rain goes down, yes, I have several more questions.
How many more?
I believe between 10 and 12.
Okay, ma'am,
this is my only opportunity. I need to understand this project, and I think everyone in this room needs to understand this project, because this woman here brought up water tables, and water tables are very important. And I would like to then now, if we can, go into water tables, okay? So, are you trying to prevent me from speaking?
And I'm suggesting that a lot of these questions have been answered, that we've covered a lot of material tonight, a lot of it repetitively. I just want to ensure that, that we're not doing that.
I disagree with you, because have my questions been
No.
repetitive to the
Ma'am, this is not an open forum for debate.
Okay, but I disagree with you, because
I appreciate that.
I've been taking notes very copiously and deliberately, and these questions of mine have not been answered. Okay, so next, water table, all right? There's a project, New Road, which, at this point,
Could you,
yes, the project,
focus your questions on this project?
no, because this relates to water table. and
We
this
are
is
approving a
page-
project tonight, ma'am.
Well, it is related, because have concerns, we all have concerns about the water table issues and contamination of the water table. So, and this relates to the fact of the condition of New Road, because New Road has been the project of Rawson, DBA Rawson. And at this point now, they have represented that they have stopped that project, is that correct?
No, I don't believe that is a representation.
Okay, so what have they represented? Are they gonna be taking any more gravel out of that project?
Mr. Rossi,
So for clarification, we have completed the excavation, we still have to complete the reclamation.
Okay, complete the
And
reclamation.
the bonds are still in place as was stated.
The bond was originally put in place, in 2005. This project, the New Road project has gone on for almost 14 years. The reclamation is then to do like the subsoil and the topsoil, okay? In that time period of 15 years, there has been no reclamation on that, is that correct or not?
to this.
Is that correct or not?
No.
No reclamation?
Incorrect.
Okay, so what reclamation has been done?
Information
No, you
is
have
done in
I have to
phases.
address this thing here, what reclamation's been done
Oh, well,
on
they-
New Road. I know
Mr.
you're
Rice,
trying to address the water table, but we can't be rehashing what they haven't done
Yeah.
at New Road.
no, because it is important.
No,
And it is important, and I will explain why it is important. Because if you do not have topsoil or subsoil over granite, you have no protection of your water table. Because anything that drains down, whether it's spillage, whether it's pollutants, whatever, will go directly through the gravel and go into the water table. So, as long as you do not have topsoil and subsoil on, you have a situation of compromising the water table for the town of Thompson. This project, the new project, is important because it has been going on for 15 years. I tried to get information on the new project today, and your committee, your office said that they did not have that material available. It was spread out, not really sure where it was. So that
Can we stop here?
information.
I asked her to send me an FOI because she came in today, you know, I had about 3 hours left of my day's work. So it's an FOI. It's not that it's not available, it certainly is.
It was not available at the time
No,
that I entered the
because
office.
I had 3 hours left to get ready for a meeting.
Okay. So, anyway, so my concern, and I think all our concerns are with this project that is proposed in terms of the representation is that it's gonna be done in 2 years, but based on past performance of this contracting company, these projects are not finished within the timeframes they initially set up. That being said, then the town is at risk and the water table is at risk because reclamation has not occurred. And so how we are being put at risk for this project based on past performance. And basically, all we can go on is past performance. Because that's all we have.
Thank you.
So, I'm not done.
I'm gonna limit you to 3 more questions.
Well, if you limit me to 3 more questions, then you're interfering with my right to put all the information out and gather all the information out I need for this project. Therefore, I am gonna say that we probably need to do an extension.
We can
So,
take that under advisement.
okay, so are you asking me to sit down because
I
now you
think you have 3 more questions.
Okay, I have 3 more questions, but you're still asking me to sit down after 3 questions so that I cannot finish my entire inquiry. From the Tuesday, April 9th, agenda from the Wetlands Commission, there was a recommendation that needs a soil scientist to address southeast corner. Where is that report?
Chairman, if you'd like me to address that. So that request was made prior to the Wetland Commission's site walk. After that site walk was done, it was basically determined that that report was not necessary. The wetlands agent found that the excavation work was far enough removed from the wetlands that there was no longer concern for impact to the wetlands.
Was that written? Was that written?
One thing I will add, the Wetlands Commission did approve this. Obviously, if they wanted more information, they would have requested it prior to their approval. I think it's kind of unrelated to this, but one thing, just for the public's edification, your wetlands agent was actually one of the primary producers of the Connecticut E&S manual. So discussion of things like sediment basins and whatnot. I want you to understand that she's well versed, she certainly understands that stuff, and she literally wrote portions of the manual that are the guidelines for the entire state to follow on that.
Certainly, if the wetlands agent had any concerns,
Okay.
I don't believe the Wetlands Commission would have approved it.
I don't think that's a valid statement to make. But anyway, bond agreement. Where is the bond agreement for this project? Under your Article 9, Section 5D, defining the conditions of bond for this project.
Typically, the bond is something that's worked out with the town attorney and the applicant's attorney after approvals. That's typically a condition of any approval of a permit like this.
It would be a condition, it would be a condition of our motion as a commission.
So how do we get, we need to have that information of what conditions you're putting into this bond agreement, I think, before we decide to make this, to issue a permit.
Well, I mean, that will be part of our discussion as,